Hello everyone, this is Toby, the Galactic Intuitive. How are you guys doing today? Today is Friday, September the 5th. I'm standing today. I didn't feel like sitting down. So yeah, just thought it would be good to have a change, good to allow the energy to flow in a different way. And it felt like standing allowed it to move a little bit more freely than when I'm seated. So this energy, if you see me moving around and shifting, that's why. Dancing. the energy of this Piscean full moon and the eclipse that's going along with it, and I didn't realize, or I didn't put this together. I think I ignored this. I was going to say tiny movement of a planet, but it's not tiny. It's not. Uranus goes retrograde back into Taurus tomorrow, and which is the 6th. So that will happen before this full moon eclipse. So there's that. We talked yesterday about how the energy of this Piscean moon and the eclipse with the full moon has kind of a sharp, quick, very direct clarity to it. And so I think that comes from Uranus moving back into Taurus, and just really the retrograde movement. I mean, oftentimes we've talked about how the retrogrades with Mercury, at least in the past, we've talked about how the retrogrades can be felt most strongly on the day that the planet goes retrograde and then the day the planet goes direct. Well, Uranus is the associated with electricity, with shocking, abrupt change or news or revelations. It is the ruling planet of the modern ruling planet of Aquarius. So it has that new vision type energy around that electric component as well. So adding that and it going retrograde on just preceding this full moon is giving that extra electricity to the energies in and around us at this time. So let's see, where are we going with this? Sorry, I felt like something bit me. I wonder if I have a mosquito in here. Well, physical symptoms. Okay, there's something to that too with this this all being within Virgo season. Did you feel how the energy shifted there? Yeah, so the the energy shifted from that sort of Piscean type and the electricity of Uranus as I was talking about that. But Uranus is moving back into Taurus, was just very, very, very grounded energy, right? Very grounded sign. It is rather, I won't say slow, but it's deliberate in its movement. And Virgo is the same way. And Virgo is about health and the body. So we may find, not we may find, but it is important also to be very aware of what your body needs during this time. I don't know why my hair always... Interestingly, this might be TMI, I'm wearing a dress today. I rarely wear a dress. I'm sharing this with you because I know you can't see it, but I'm kind of twirling the bottom. I'm sharing this with you because, again, it speaks to the allowing the energy to flow, especially for the divine feminine in us. So I'm not suggesting that everyone go out and wear dresses, but I am suggesting that you listen to what your body needs. My body said, I need some freedom within my clothing today. And so I don't need the restriction around my sacral area with pants or shorts or, leggings. You know, we need some freedom. So you may find that your body is asking for unusual things at this time. I talked about the shift in the energy. So that when I was feeling something physical, brought me back into my physical body. And the Piscean energy is very, it's how do I want to say this? It's very, It's interesting because it can be both very, very subtle because it is the underlying, right? It is the unseen realms, but it also can be very ethereal, so outside of the body. And that beautiful, and that's exactly why, those are the two polarities of Pisces and Virgo, being in the body and then being outside of the body. So it's very important for us to remember to be in our bodies at this time. And part of an, I'm talking really fast. There's a lot of energy and a lot of information. Part of bringing the Piscean energy into the physicality is listening to what the body needs, and that helps you to honor what your body needs, and that helps you to stay engaged with your physical body. And even me, like wearing a dress today, I stand differently when I'm wearing a dress. I move differently. You might sit differently, so but that keeps me very grounded into my physical body. And that's really important during this Piscean moon, especially with the eclipse and the things that are being revealed. And my hair is driving me nuts. Anyway, don't mind me and my hair. We have a whole thing. So we're going to bring a couple of things together from past messages today. I had that one of those sharp, very clear, direct, my stomach's growling. I haven't eaten lunch again. A very direct message with a lot of very quick, sharp clarity around it. And I don't mean sharp in a negative way, just very clear, sharp as in like sharpening the clarity on an image, right? It bringing things into clear focus. Boy, there's a lot of energy. So I'm going to be doing a lot of breathing because one, I'm talking really fast, and two, just to keep it flowing. And now I understand why I need to be standing to move this through. Okay, so we talked about, and I don't know how many days ago it was, but one of our messages recently, probably within the last week to week and a half, it came through about this Pisces full moon, and the colors black and gold came through. And that was when we were talking about and using the Inner Temple deck, whose book I just threw on the floor. I'm so sorry. Just completely slipped out of my hands. Okay. Well, maybe we won't need that later. Anyway, so the colors black and gold came through as being very important at that time and very much associated with this full moon. The message that I received today, and that kind of epiphany, that's part of Uranus energy, is quick epiphanies, when the revelations come in real clearly and sharply, and just, it's so focused that you have immediate understanding and awareness of it. Okay. So that's that Uranian energy that is coming in alongside this Pisces full moon. So going back to the black and gold with the Pisces, I'm reading my notes here. Going back to the Pisces full moon and black and gold, the revealing coming through, which is the revealing around this moon, has been coming up a lot. The revealing coming through is the darkness, which is being alchemized into gold. Now, that brings a lot together, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go over my notes with you, read these few pages. We may talk, I'm sure we're going to talk about this some more too. And we might pull a card, and obviously we're not using the guidebook because it's now on the floor. So if we need it, I'll get it. Anyway. All right, so black and gold, the revealing coming through is the darkness, which is, let me see if I can say this in a smooth manner because this is important. The revealing coming through is the darkness, which is being alchemized into gold. A key aspect of this is that we must accept and love and honor the darkness in order to complete the alchemical recipe to fulfill the reactions necessary for transmutation into gold. The inner temple, which is what speaks to the oracle deck we've been using, right? The inner temple, where your subconscious and consciousness meet, is the laboratory which holds space for this process. It is this intersection where all of the necessary components are revealed and may be utilized for the alchemical process to unfold. So in that space of, and this speaks back to the time looping too. Remember, I have to hold this under my arm because I'm too far away from the desk, but remember I talked about that intersection point, the intersection point from which is where we are now, where the past and the future are available to us simultaneously because time really doesn't exist. So it's all present at the same time. And with our super dimensional selves, we're able to access all those things. I was going to say by choice. Right now, for many of us, I feel like it is happening and it seems to just be occurring kind of naturally. We are coming to a point upon which we intentionally interact in that way with our super dimensional selves and these other timelines. Okay, so stay tuned to this space for more on that. All right, so it is this place where the subconscious and the consciousness meet, and this is the laboratory where all the necessary components are revealed, as in the revealing of this full moon, and may be utilized for the alchemical process to unfold. Until we explore the subconscious realms, the Piscean full moon, which is what the Piscean full moon is opening us up to do, certain compounds will remain hidden and the process cannot be completed. Turn the page. The Piscean full moon eclipse is the energetic initiator of the opening of these deepest realms. Choose to open to the darkness within, the key elements within your subconscious, and the opportunity to carry them into your laboratory will follow. So remember, okay, this is in my notes. This is the action spoken of in yesterday's video. Once the elements are witnessed fully in the subconscious, then it is by your choice of subsequent action that these same compounds are added into the chemical reaction of internal alchemy, present since your initiatory steps on this journey of self-awareness, rising consciousness, and ascension. The Pisces full moon is shining brightly with the added electric magnetism of the eclipse to not only highlight these areas of your subconscious, but also to lift them out of their depths through the attraction of your openness, willingness, and acceptance to fully witness that which is revealed. Approaching this energetic opportunity with apprehension or wariness will dampen and veil the key elements. It will soften their edges, their characteristics, and their weight. Although this may seem appealing, a gentling of these subconscious elements, the impact is detrimental to the alchemical process. These elements must be in full form and shape and volume and density to serve their full place within the recipe. And that recipe is the recipe of, you set that down, of the alchemical process of bringing all of you together, integrated, and that's the gold. That is the gold. The gold is you. And didn't we talk about this as well in another message that, what was it? What was it? You. Oh, you are the technology. You are the new technology. And that's what this is. This is that alchemical process of transmutation that brings all the parts of you together. The things that are within the deepest shadow are just as valuable as the things within the brightest light. They all make up aspects of you. And so many times there's so, and I talk about it here, of course. We talk about light so much, but we don't have the light without the dark. And so and now we have two dark moons in Virgo, right? The Hermit, the one who goes within, the one who is connected also to their body, but holds great wisdom. I believe there's a book that is called The Body Holds what is it? The body tells the story, or I'm sorry, I know I'm getting that incorrectly, but your body holds wisdom. Your body also holds trauma, but it in equal measure, it holds wisdom. So, and it's by integrating those two halves of the polarity that the gold is then released. And that releasing is the truth of who you are. And until we are able to accept and love all aspects of ourselves, then we are not actually operating out of authenticity. It is not authentic to say I only operate from my light. Maybe that is authentic for where you are at this particular point, but if you're not integrating the darkness as well, then you're not fully embodied. And there's still things to work on. There are always things to work on. For this segment, though, I'm not going to nitpick my own words. For this segment of our journey, we are being afforded the opportunity to really dig deep and bring those things, those parts of the shadow to the surface. And it may feel like, and there goes the nose, a big part of this is of the integration is the transmutation of the wound that may be associated with that part of the shadow. And we transmute the wound aspect into the wisdom. And so it's not that we're holding on to the wound, but we're allowing it to evolve just as we are evolving and evolve into the gold of the wisdom. And these are the lessons that we have learned along our human journey, and maybe along your journey in other incarnations. There are many of us that are looking to our past lives and what's in the Akashic records and integrating all of this wisdom. So it's, again, part of that is to pull these things up from our shadow and from the darkness so that we can see them. And sometimes maybe it is, I think these things, from what I've been experiencing recently, and oftentimes I understand from what my guides have shared with me that my mission here is, a big part of it is to experience this journey and then share with you what I gleaned from that. And so what I have learned recently is that, and I may have talked about it yesterday, but some of these revelations are, because they're so far down, and whether that's, it doesn't really matter why they're so deep. It really doesn't. So there's no point in like elaborating on that. Regardless of why they're so deep, they are. And the revealing, even though it is, it comes through very clearly. It's interesting because in the clarity, you see just how subtle the current of whatever is revealed has been in your life up until now, and how it's always been present, but it's had this it's been in this very subtle undercurrent of your life, of your, maybe your beliefs, your behavior, your thought forms, how you show up in the world or you don't show up in the world, what things that you hold back from, what things you express, but that you will see, and that's part of this bright clarity. And that's what can be rather disarming, is that, oh my gosh, this has been here all along. And how did I not see it? I think it's important for us to not focus on the how did I not see it, because it really wasn't time for you to see it. Things are happening now so that you may see it, but see, had you seen it, maybe even a month ago, your awareness of it would be different. It's not that you didn't see it before. I am certain that you saw it before, just like I've seen it, these things for myself in my own life. However, I wasn't ready to accept it, acknowledge it, and then work through the transmutation process. Allow it to be one of the ingredients in my alchemical recipe and process. So this is such an enormous time, such an enormous time, and so much potential for us. But again, if we're entering in this time with apprehension and being closed off, we're not going to receive the full benefit of that. Now, maybe it's not time. We have talked about, oh gosh, all of a sudden I'm like, sorry. I don't know what that was. I felt like something was like a mosquito. There must be a mosquito in here that's biting me. Anyway, I'll try to stay focused. Anyway, we talked about the time looping and how we are experiencing our super dimensional selves, and so tapping into the past, the present, and the future simultaneously, because they do all exist right now. But some of us may be experiencing that differently. And so if you're probably not watching this if you're not in the place to experience this aspect of the Piscean full moon. However, if you're experiencing it differently, then accept that that is where you are on your path. Okay? And there's absolutely no judgment. Oh, there goes the nose. No judgment for wherever you are in your path. It is divinely timed, and you are exactly where you need to be for your personal journey, because everybody's journey is unique. The collective energies we all have access to, however, they do interact with each individual differently. Okay, so that being said, that was a lot, and for me to spit out in 22 minutes. I know you guys get it. So if you have questions, email me. I'm happy to help. If you want to dig into something deeper, if you want to dig into how this Piscean full moon and eclipse could impact you specifically, happy to do a reading and, oh, my nose, and dive into the energies for your unique path. But feel free to reach out to me if you have some general questions, and if you have general questions about the readings. We are going to pull a card. Let me see if I can get the deck. I've already shuffled them because since I'm standing, it will be impossible for me to shuffle while I'm standing because my desk is too low. However, we're going to pull a card from the Inner Temple Oracle because we are still on this is our black and gold theme for this Piscean full moon. And now I'm seeing golden sheen obsidian. That came through in the when we did that first reading, or that first message about the Pisces full moon, and and the golden black came up. Oh my gosh. So we've got a polarity card here, the seen and the unseen. Well, this is, exactly what we were talking about with the Pisces and the Virgo polarity, and what we were talking about in relation to what we are witnessing and what is being revealed to us, those subtle aspects, or the subtle parts of our shadow, or the whatever it is within the darkness within us that has been unseen up until now. And it came out like in this way with the unseen reversed. Oh, sorry. So I think this is absolutely speaking to what has been unseen will now be seen. And interestingly, I'm really drawn to this tree, and that the figure here is focused, seems to be walking towards the tree, wearing a dress as well. So, listen to your body, allow your body to be free, allow your body to wear the clothes it wants to wear, what makes it comfortable. Okay, beyond that, the tree, there's something that has been growing. This tree is obviously not a baby tree. It's not a sapling. It is large. I don't know why I wanted to say large and in charge, but it is large, and it's It's been there for a while. It's been growing and growing and growing. And by the looks of it, thriving. And look at how it's bigger than all these other trees. So there is something that for some of you, this is representative of your journey. Like the unseen is going to be brought down into your journey and add to it, just as we've been talking about with this alchemical process. But for some of you, there's something else that you've been working on, and unexpectedly, when the unseen becomes seen, it's like miracle grow for your tree. It like gives it a shot of all the nutrients and vitality and vitamins and minerals and all the goodness that this tree needs to explode with fruit. No, I don't know that this is a fruit tree for sure, but this is what how I'm intuitively interpreting this, because this is what I'm getting. When the unseen becomes seen, and then you look upon it and are accepting of it, and then are taking the action to bring it out of the subconscious into the consciousness, into your alchemical laboratory of your inner temple, that's when what you've been working on begins to bear fruit. That's when you get to a point of seeing in the physical when that harvest time is approaching. And we talked about harvest. We've talked about the fertile field. Oh my gosh, it's all coming together. I love that. Yeah. So your tree, allow the unseen to become seen, and your tree will you will see it begin to bear fruit. I'm not going to say the fruit's going to pop up immediately within the next couple days and you can harvest it and eat it and all it might. However, you're going to see tangible physical representation of it coming into bloom and the fruit beginning to grow and thrive. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you as always. Thank you for hanging out with me, for being here every day. And be sure to, if you resonate with this video, if there's anybody that you think would also resonate, that this might be helpful for, please be sure to share it. And like, subscribe, comment, all the things. As I said, if you have any questions, send me an email. If you want to do a personal dive into the energy of this full moon eclipse, or even this time frame with the new moons in Virgo and the Pisces moon and the equinox and all the things, then let me know and we'll schedule a reading. I would be honored to do that for you. All right. You guys have a great rest of the day. I will be back tomorrow, and we might be talking about 3i Alpha. See, I said it. 3i Atlas. Again, I have a little tidbit of a message on that. I don't know. It's coming in the next few days though, as well as more things on time, because that time looping continues to present itself as a theme. Okay, that's it. Much love to you. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow.